Welcome back to Sunday Morning Magazine. I'm Anthony V. Hill, and in the studio this morning, Oklahoma Energy Football Club and Brian Gordon, administrator, and Mark Howard, executive director. Welcome in, guys. How are you doing today?
Awesome. It's a great day.
Thank you. Welcome for having me back on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Brian, I know you guys just had a gala last weekend. You want to talk about that and how that went?
Yeah, it was an amazing event for our club. We're probably one of the largest youth soccer organizations in the state of Oklahoma. Absolutely the best one, in my opinion. But one of the big things that we've done is establish an endowment fund to help with scholarships, just to fight the pay-to-play model that's out there in youth soccer, and takes some serious fundraising behind it. And so one of the concepts that our endowment chair, Christy Gordon, my wife, came up with was, let's put together a gala, something big that'll be fun for the club. Club's never done anything like that. And so she organized it for the past year, rounded up some amazing sponsors, had it hosted at the Oklahoma History Museum, and had Cam's Cookery come in and do some catering and whatnot. Had about 222 people, and just an evening of festivities. My favorite part was that we got to highlight many of the players in our club and the successes they'd had. Highlight a lot of our coaches and the successes they had. And then within youth organizations and youth soccer, there's volunteers that help kind of manage the club or manage the teams, and we got to highlight them. So that was a really special moment throughout the evening. But ultimately, we ended up raising about $62,000 for the endowment, which the coolest thing about it is if we could hit a mark of $60,000, then the Kirkpatrick Foundation was willing to kick back or match $20,000. So just throughout the whole evening, we ended up raising about $82,000 for the endowment.
And so where was that money going to be going?
So it's, the Oklahoma City Community Foundation manages our endowment fund, and so we invest that, and then based off the interest out of that, we get allocated money back to the club, and that is dedicated to scholarships for players. Again, youth soccer is inexpensive, as many youth organizations are, and it's just a big fight against, how do we provide the opportunity for players who don't necessarily have the financial capability to do this. But soccer is such an important outlet to the youth of Oklahoma City. And so building that endowment and allowing that endowment to create now scholarships for these players to be able to participate in our club, to learn and to love the game of soccer is really a big step in just fighting that pay-to-play. We were incredibly pleased to be able to hand out 2 scholarships to players this last weekend at the gala. And within that, they get that scholarship for their entire career within Oklahoma Energy while they play. So and we're just with this growth, we're looking at doubling it next year and doubling it again. And before you know it, we'll be scholarshiping a great number of kids.
Yeah, sounds like a great first-year success at the gala, and continue it again in the following years.
Absolutely. I mean, for having never done it, and then to be able to pull it off like we did, expectations are pretty high from this point forward. But, I'm telling you what, Christy knocked it out of the park the first time and has really put us in a position of success.
I just want to add, I think Brian's being extremely humble. I think the gala was an amazing event. Incredible success. Had fantastic feedback by a lot of people, coaches, people, sponsors being at the gala themselves, being able to interact with everybody, guys being recognized for Player of the Year, boys and girls. The coaches are now being recognized. I think Brian is being extremely humble. Brian and his wife did an amazing job. They both got together, pretty much did everything themselves. And honestly, it couldn't have gone any better. It was a really special night for Oklahoma Energy.
Round of applause to
Brian. Big round of applause. Big props to him. I don't often like to give him the props, but but on this occasion, I have to do it now. He did a really, really good job, Brian and his wife.
Yeah, no, it was amazingly fun. It was something. The gala itself was something that I've always wanted to do, never been able to pull off. And I told a little bit of story at the gala in the sense that when I first envisioned it, I was thinking, let's just do a banquet where we can do some award stuff, maybe a potluck dinner, some fancy cookies or something like that. My wife's like, no, we're doing a gala. We're making this big, and it paid off. And ultimately it's feeding that scholarship program and the endowment, because the endowment is going to continue to grow and it's sustainable. And that's always been the big fight with our club, with any club really, is players want to come play from our club because we teach soccer. We are where players, if they want to excel in soccer, need to come, but some just can't afford it. And this is a fund that we don't just use, okay, we're going to scholarship players, and then we got to start all over again the next year. Now with the endowment, it's built in and it's growing. So we're working from the positives of the previous year to create new positives in the next year.
And Mark, what kind of events you guys got coming up?
We got some big events coming up. We've got an identification camp coming up on April 7th and April 9th. We have another identification camp coming up on the April 21st and April 23rd. So any players, boys, girls, if they're looking at the elite platform, they're more than welcome to come and kind of try out and get in front of the coaching staff out there. That will be more information on the Oklahoma Energy website. Brian, am I right to say that?
Yep, okenergyfc.org is the site you want to go to.
But no, we've also got the camp and we've got the tryouts coming up at the end of May. May 27th, 28th, 29th will be our camp, and May 30 and 31st will be our tryout.
31st and May 1st.
First will be our tryout day. But no, we're excited. We're looking forward to it. The club's on the growth. We're getting bigger. We're getting better every year, I believe. Just recently, we've had 2 boys being called into the USID pool. We've had 1 girl called into the Mexican national pool. 1 girl's been training with the Welsh national team. We've just had 2 boys signed by MLS academies, so they're fulfilling their dream of becoming pro soccer players. So things are going in the right direction right now.
And is this a busy time of the year than other parts with springtime, or is it just busy year-round?
Oh, it's busy all year round, all year round. But this is actually an exciting part of the year, to be quite honest with you. Seeing new faces come to the club, seeing new leagues that we're offering. So yeah, it's an exciting time of the year.
And if a kid wants to get involved or someone wants to volunteer, where can we find more information on how to do that?
So definitely go to our website, okenergyfc.org, and lots of information, contact information there. Any general questions, they can email admin@okenergyfc.org. That comes straight to me. That's ADMIN. And I'm happy to point them in the right direction, connect them with Mark or connect them with the coach in particular. We'd love to have all the help we can get. We are a big organization now with about 1,500 players. So, all volunteerism is great, wonderful, especially even with special events like the training camp or the Gala and the endowment, we'd take it.
And what's the age range of the players that you guys have?
We start U11 to U19. That's the first year they can really join Oklahoma Energy is the competitive year. So if you were born in 2015, you're more than welcome to come try out. This will be the first year.
Yep, and really for anybody younger, we have partnered with North Oklahoma City Soccer Club and Edmond Soccer Club, who provide training and programs for younger kids, even down to 4 years old, I think, nowadays. So that's a great place to start if you just want to get your kids into soccer and they're young, let them burn off some energy.
Yeah, let them run
That's
around.
a great place to start, and then they feed into our program. So we're lucky to have them as partners. So let's talk a little bit about the competitive side of things. There's a difference in youth soccer. Lots of players just want to get out there and play with their friends. Lots of players just want to play for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have what is becoming a larger and larger group, or kids who really want to learn the game of soccer, play at the highest level that they can. Then the big thing about that is what programs are available. And Mark's done an incredible job of being able to go out and find programs around the state as well as within the region to be able to meet the needs of those teams and that level of player. That you'd say that our development, we have 3 kind of programs within the club: the development program, which is really those kids starting off,
Mm-hmm.
the premier program, which is kids who have a higher class of skill level, but still need a good amount of training, and then our elite program, which are the top of the top. So on the elite side, we have the development, premier, and elite, and on the elite side, again, it's the top of the top. Those are the kids you see recognized nationally, going for the ID camps. Those are the kids who kind of like to play or want to play in college or even further on. And so then it's a matter of where do we find the competition level for each of them? I mean, because the development players are going to have a specific competition level.
Right.
The elite have their own. And so Mark's job is to go out there and find those leagues out there. And a lot of them aren't even in our state. A lot of them are partnered or going into to Texas or some of the other regions around us. And we have some amazing coaches. And in fact, we even have some college coaches who are coaching our kids at that development level. So they're getting collegiate level coaching at the beginner level. So really those two programs, kids interweave as they get better or grow throughout their skill levels to, mature into the next program and whatnot. And then they're set up to be able to have a pathway for players to learn and love the game of soccer. And based off of that, that's where Mark comes in, and he goes out to the different associations around the region to find the right competition levels from a league level for the different programs to be able to match our teams into those for development standpoint. And that's where Mark has done an amazing job.
One of the first things that I identified when I took over from August the 1st was how strong our third teams, our premier teams, if you want to call it, how good they were competing on a national level. So I needed to look around and make sure I've got the right league capable for them and the competitive level. I'm excited to announce we've just added the ECNL RL2, which should fulfill all our ambitions. It's going to be an exciting new league. It also fits our platform. From now we've got the ECNL, we've got the ECRL, and now we've got the ECRL2. So we're structured pretty well in the long term. The ECNL, the ECRL have been fantastic in everything that they provided us so far. So just to add another platform to the club is exciting for me. And just to touch upon what Brian was talking about with the coaching staff, we've added 6 new members this year. We've added 2 new leadership positions this year. We're in a good position right now. We're in a stable position. Last year I added 21 new coaches. This year 5 new coaches. So we're going in the right direction right now.
And talk about the process, what it's been like for you going to trying to find these different programs.
It's tough, and it's exciting because when you see levels of the teams and the growth, then it makes my job a little bit more difficult.
We're an easier club to sell to those leagues at that point.
But no, it's Oklahoma Energy right now is recognized as an elite platform across the whole of the United States. When I go to Las Vegas to symposiums, we always get good recognition, super compliments regarding the staff, how professional we are. So everything's going in the right direction, to be quite honest with you. And I see big things. The new people we've added this year, they're always going to add to the club different experiences. So yeah.
And just for those soccer enthusiasts out there that aren't necessarily familiar with the leagues that Mark has put us in are really the top leagues in the United States. There's lots of leagues, and there's a number of leagues that'll say they provide a high level of competition, but that ECNL program that we partnered with is really considered one of the very top leagues that a youth soccer player can compete in. They get college coaches coming out and watching the games. They really push a lot of their kids to that national level. And then they have those follow-up leagues or divisions underneath that top tier that are really there designed to prepare kids for moving to that top tier. So it's a great platform for all of our teams. And now, rather than just catering to just the top team, we're able to say, okay, that second team, that third team, we've got some great competition level. For that fourth team who's getting stronger every day, now you're going to play at the top tier within the state of Oklahoma, and then, and really be able to put your mark on the state. And then those other teams, 5th, 6th, 7th teams, your development, we're getting you there.
Right.
But, we want to focus on how do you develop, what's your skill level, and how to teach you how to play soccer correctly. And again, it all comes down to we want to make sure you love the game, because it's a source of confidence. It's a source of escape. It's a source of friendship for a lot of the players, and that's all they really want out of it.
And Brian, give us some more information one more time on where people can go get involved or how get involved.
Yeah, definitely. So the first thing to do is go to our website, okenergyfc.org. check us out. I put a ton of information out there. You can kind of see a little bit about the different programs and whatnot. And check our social media. You can see where we're highlighting our coaches and doing some special things with the club. And then any questions that come up, email me at admin@okenergyfc.org, and I'm happy to respond, give you anything you need. Whether it's volunteer, whether it's trying to see if we can get your kid in the program or not. We just want to get kids in playing the game.
And Mark, anything you want to add as we finish up here?
No, I'm excited for the 25-26 season. Like I said, last year was a tough year to top, but I think this year coming up, we're going to be going on to bigger and better things right now.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, guys. I want to thank Brian Gordon, Oklahoma Energy Football Club Administrator, and Mark Howard, Executive Director, again, Oklahoma Energy Football Club. Thanks, guys, for coming.